So I've been meaning to make this video, Alita Battle Angel Future. Are we going to get a sequel? Now, I wanted to not do this straight after the movie or anything like that. I wanted to see how it was going to open in China, because that's the big market. That's the second biggest market behind the United States. So I wanted to see, because we got what its domestic's going to be, and I wanted to see how it was going to go in China before I made this video, so I had more of an idea to what is the likelihood of a sequel happening for this. So without further ado, let's get into this video and let's discuss this. First off, Alita Battle Angel cost roughly about 200 mil to make. Now, the rule of thumb throughout film is a movie, it has its budget, and so for Battle Alita Angel, it is going to be 200 mil, I believe. So it's going to have to make triple, basically 3 times its budget. So it needs to make 600 odd to just break even in the box office, because you got all the budgeting, marketing, you got all that stuff that goes into it. So really, that's why I wanted to leave this one too. So we're going to look at the box office, and it didn't do so well domestically. It opened at about 70. So currently now it's at 78 million domestic. Now, that's not very good. For a movie that costs 200, is not very good at all. You know, they would have loved to have this movie to at least domestically by now about, you know, you want about 200, 250 roughly now, but, you know, it's only at 78, so that's going to be bad. But, however, overseas, it is hit over 300 at the moment. So it's 300 million. That's great. That overseas market, that's great. It just needed the domestic to match that so it could become profitable. However, now that, you know, it's slowly declining. It's every week it's getting cut by 50% each week. The profits and how much it's making at the box office is cutting down every time. I think it was 7 million it opened again this weekend. And this week. So yeah, the box office is not its friend at the moment. It is struggling, and there is 3 components to what makes a movie get a sequel, and this is just the first one, the box office. And if you're just going by box office alone, it's not going to get a sequel because of how much it looks like they're going to lose a ton of money on this movie by the looks of it, and that's not good. That will not get you a sequel, as we've seen in the past, movies flopping and not making the money, and yeah, then they don't get sequels. So that's just the first part. Coming to the second part, we're going to go into the movie response, what the audience think and what the critics think. Now, Rotten Tomatoes has the critics at about 60%, I believe, which isn't bad. You know, it's above average, so it's a solid movie, and that's what I thought too. I thought it was a solid movie, and clearly the critics thought that as well. Some critics love it, so 6 out of every 10 like the movie. So you've got that on your side. 60%. I've seen movies be worse on that and made a sequel. So that 60%, that's easy. Now you have the audience score, which is 94%. Which, I mean, most people love this movie, but they're not going to go see it again. I don't know why. So, but most audience seem to like it, but there is problems. Most audience realize that there is problems in the movie. So if you're going to go just based on movie response, I think you could get a sequel out of this. There is a high probability, if you just went off movie response, that you would get that. Now, coming into the third and final one is the movie quality. Now, let's go in. Good action. Spectacular visuals. The world looks amazing. They did the hardest thing. They made you care for Alita, and to get that connection with your main character is very hard, and is the #1 thing you should try and do, and we got it. And that is all well and good. However, the story, it was lacking. There was a lot of elements that it just wasn't what you wanted to be. And then you've got the love story that was bland. I did not care for that at all. It was just like it felt like it was just thrown in there just to have that other element in it, and that really took you away. And that last bit where he's hanging off and then they let go, it didn't hit you. I didn't feel emotional. Most people didn't, and it didn't really hit you. And that that did. I think that's why you've got the 60% rather than a higher one, because of the story and the love story in it, and it just didn't hit you. And also, you got the cliffhanger of an ending like that, which is showing you that they had plans for a sequel. However, now the way they end that, I mean, movie quality was, I would give it a sequel. Personally, I think I would like to see a sequel of it, as long as the story was a bit better and you cut out the love story and you just have that main focus. So finally, the final judgment I'm going to give it is, I personally don't think we're going to get a sequel to Alita Battle Angel. I just see the box office. Look, yes, there's 3, and there's 2 of them, 2 out of the 3 that you could make a sequel based on. But, however, it's not even going to get close by the looks of it to making even. And that's a big concern, because the studio is going to lose a lot of money on this movie. We're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars that they're going to lose on this movie, unless somehow it miraculously picks up and people just keep going and see it. Otherwise, I don't see a sequel coming, guys. I'm sorry, but I want to see a sequel. I think it deserves a sequel, but I just don't see where we're going to get a sequel from. If they do a sequel, I'll be up for it, but honestly, guys, I just don't see it. Too much money has been lost on this movie by the looks of it. So, let me know in the comments, do you want a sequel or do you not? Do you think we're going to get one? Do you think that the box office is going to pick up, or do you think it's just doomed to flop and not even get close to breaking even? So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a lovely day.